live the life beyond the boundaries we set on ourselves, to live and to run boundless, to be inspired, to achieve, to overcome the mountaintop in our life. Embrace the journey, become boundless.
Hello, family. Welcome to another episode of the Live Run Boundless Show. I'm your host, Kenneth Pinckney. Today's guest, I'd like to say she is truly inspirational to so many people in a living testimony of transformation, physically and mentally. Mm-hmm. She is an example of what is possible if you really want it badly enough. She was able to find her why and ran with it. I mean, literally, she ran with it.
Literally.
But her journey to living the best life possible, then come out some obstacles or challenges along the way. But in that stop her for climbing or reaching the top of her hill in her life. Her running journey started with a 5K, which is 3 miles, I think 2017. And she ran her first half marathon in 2018. Then in June 2019, she became an ultra runner, competing in the Black Mountain Trail 50K, which is that race is coming up pretty soon. And also in January of 2020, she ran her first 50-mile trail race at San Diego 50, along with many other accomplishments along the way. But just recently, like a couple of weeks ago, she had attempted to summit Mount Whitney. And,
just a week ago.
Yeah,
it was just a week ago.
Yeah, just a week ago, correct.
Yeah.
Other than that, not only she transformed her life, but also she helped to transfer other people's life to live the best life possible. Mm-hmm. So Live, Run, Boundless family, let's welcome our very own San Diegan, Miss Fit Rebelz, Heather Gomez, or HGZ, if I say that right.
That is it, yes.
That's it, okay.
That's it.
So first, Heather, how are you doing today? My sister?
I am good. I am blessed. I am grateful every single day. And I'm so excited to be a part of this, this adventure here with you right now. Yeah. We've been trying to sync up our schedules.
I know.
God made a way for us today, so I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited too. I'm glad that you excited. You know, she excited. You make me excited to want to do this. You know, so people are excited. So definitely. Before all my interview, I like to talk about the journey, the process, again to where a person at. So, what was life before becoming the woman you are today? Before you begin to process who you are today.
Oof, how much time we got today?
Just a little bit here and there, a little bit tea, a little bit here and there, just a little bit.
You know, yeah. I've been on this earth for a very long time.
Okay. Yeah.
No, but I mean, to sum it up very simply, you know, this Fit Rebelz HGZ personification, it's still really, really new in my life. It's only about 4.5 years old.
Okay.
And I am 41. So I've been grateful enough to be on this planet for some years. And so I had a whole other life prior to this. 36 years of being a young mother, of starting my college education in my 30s, of a lot of struggles and trying to find a way to live. And in the midst of all of those struggles, you know, unfortunately, taking the path of least resistance and gaining a lot of weight. I was a heavy drinker. Very few people know this, but I was a casual social smoker, you know, that was my life. It was, you know, a lot of unmotivated behaviors.
Yes.
And that is, that's how I lived for a number of years
Yeah,
until
yeah.
I decided to not live like that anymore.
I got you. I got you. I can relate. You know, I know, of course, so many people who will be listening to this, could relate to, you know.
Mhm.
And they came to a point where you just, you know, okay, something got to happen. Something got to change, you know. Sometimes we
Something
got
has to
to,
get,
yeah. And
yeah.
sometimes we got to go to a certain situation for it to make that change happen. Yeah.
Mhm.
So in saying that, what was a major concern for you to want to make that necessary change in your life?
You know, that's funny that you ask it. But you know, I get asked that question a lot. Like,
Okay.
what was the big thing? Like, what made you change it
Yeah.
all?
Yeah. Yeah.
I genuinely wish that there had been one thing.
Okay.
But it was honestly, it was a collection of
Yeah.
little things and little experiences that
Yeah.
happened
Yeah.
over, you know, a long period of time that, you know, they're just one and one and one on top of the other until I
Yeah.
just couldn't carry it anymore.
Yes.
And these were things like, you know, flying out to Denver to go spend time with my family and
Yeah.
having to ask for a seatbelt extender.
Okay.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Right.
So a standard seatbelt on an airplane didn't fit me. I had to get, you know, expansion on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, not being able to ride the rides with my daughter at
Yeah.
Disneyland, you know,
Yeah.
because I didn't fit in them.
Yeah.
You know, looking at, you know, not wanting to go up
Yeah.
to, you know, I was already in a 3X women's clothing.
Yeah.
4X is nearly impossible to find. And, you know, those little things added up,
Yeah. I
you
know.
know,
Yeah.
for over a long period of time. And I just,
Yeah.
you know, I decided one day, actually a friend of mine
Yeah.
invited me to go do a Orange Theory fitness class, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
hour long. I don't know if you've ever done one.
Oh, I was going to get to
Don't.
that. Yeah. You know, I was that was one of my next. I was going to talk about that. You know, but go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, let's just say this. I went one time
Mhm.
and I never went back.
You know what? I was going to say I was going to say the same thing. I went one time with a free section. I went one time. I never went back because the class was so intense. You know. So I thought you went more than one time. I thought you went like quite a few times. You know.
One time.
Oh,
I went one time,
okay.
but
Yeah.
even though it was just one time, it was
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah.
number one, to put a lot of stuff into perspective for me that
Okay.
I couldn't handle
Yeah.
anything. That you know, I walked out of there, I wanted to throw up. My
Oh.
legs were beyond destroyed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this was just from trying to walk on a treadmill for 20 minutes.
Wow.
You know, and trying to pick up little 5-pound baby weights. And I'm like,
Man.
I can't do any of this.
Wow.
But it was funny because it did something.
Yeah.
You know, it
The light bulb.
flame.
Yeah.
And here's the power of social media. And this is what I love about it. This is what I love about everything, is that when you do things like that and you share them on social media, all of a sudden the man is watching you, right? So then you start getting all this stuff in your feed about, oh, come try this and come try that.
Yeah.
This boot camp and that. And I'm like, what am I, oh God, what did I do? And I opened Pandora's box.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting, one of them caught my eye. It was 9-round kickboxing.
Okay.
And I clicked interested, and the owner himself sent me a message like, come in, free class, no worries, like no judgment, safe space. And I was like, I'm gonna die again. I'm gonna die again. Oh my God. But it was only a 30-minute class. So I was like,
oh, nice.
well, it's only 30.
Yeah.
I can't do that badly, right?
Yeah, no, not bad. 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
I could do anything for 30 minutes. I was in labor for 20 hours.
Of course. Yeah.
So I went and I was like, oh, I like this.
Okay.
And I kept going back, and I kept going back and going back and going back. And to this day, even though I don't go, I still have a membership there.
Nice.
But it was an environment that I needed to be able to do something new.
Yeah.
To change my life.
Okay, then. So you found what worked for you. So Orange Theory didn't work, but you find something else that worked for you. So a great example for people who trying different stuff, if one thing don't work, don't give up, try something else, and see what
Exactly.
and see what works for you. Okay, so
Yeah.
I like that because I thought Orange Theory, some people been there for a while, and then, but just that one time. Okay, just like me. Oh man, and so from that kickboxing and then running. So when did the process, your journey of running take place? You know,
So that's a funny story. I have a bunch of funny stories. I could talk
I
for
love
hours.
it. But I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
So the thing with the way the journey worked out was that I ended up joining officially 9 Round Kickboxing on a Black Friday special, right? Right after Thanksgiving. So I was doing that every day. I loved it. And then it was a New Year's resolution of a girlfriend of mine, a very close friend, who was like, I'm going to run a 5K every single month this year. This is 2017, right?
Yeah.
And I remember looking at her like, you're crazy. You're nuts. How in the world are you going to manage to run a 5K every month? That sounds ludicrous. Like, who does that, right?
Yeah.
But again, that little switch, right?
Yeah.
And that little switch gets me in a lot of trouble. But I was like, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
Okay.
And from there, I started the Couch to 5K program, which is an app that I downloaded. It was a free app, and it's intended to be, I believe, I think it's an 8-week program that it trains you 3 times a week for like 30 minutes each day to go out there and to start run training.
Oh, nice.
And when I first started, I remember in that 30 minutes, I think I would get about 1.5 miles.
Yeah.
I was running at a 20-minute pace. And running is a term we use very loosely here. It was very much a shuffle. But it was forward motion.
Yes, definitely.
So that 8-week program, I think, took me 4 months.
Oh, wow.
I stopped.
Yeah.
I gave up.
Yeah.
Restarted.
Yeah.
Never was consistent on it.
Yeah.
Until eventually, and this was about 4 months into it, I finally ran the entirety of a 5K, which is, like you said, the 3.1 miles.
Yeah.
And from there, I remember crossing the finish line.
Yeah.
And just, number one, I wanted to throw up, right? Number two, the feeling of accomplishment that comes with it. Like, oh my God, on my own accord, through the strength of my support system and my body and everything else, I was able to run and cross the finish line. And that's when I understood what a runner's high was. That's when I understood like how much potential I had to be able to make a change in myself.
Definitely.
And so that's how I started running.
That's a great story, of just really the struggle, like our friend Mike, I remember not say your last name correct, Mike Skip, his podcast, the struggle when it comes to like the victory. Shout out to him. Definitely the process. Just really not give it up. You're gonna have a setback, but I continue to just continue to move forward, and kind of climb that hill. So definitely, it kind of does something to you, like to you mentally, you know that you can do that. Yeah.
Definitely. Like that's, I mean, like the weight loss has been a great aspect, obviously, of my transformation. It's helped me to, number one, just feel good in my skin, you know, and feel good in my body. But the other side of this whole equation has been the mental, like you said, the mental and the emotional growth that I've been able to achieve just through putting in conscientious work every single day to be better holistically, so it's been big.
Along the way, what's some key things you have learned by yourself along this journey of living a transformation of a healthy lifestyle? No.
I learned an extremely competitive person.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I love a good challenge. I
Okay.
love
Yeah.
somebody saying, I bet you can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you I can. And I bet you I'll take pictures along the way.
Okay.
I've definitely learned that about myself.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I do reflect a lot of like where I've been and where I'm now and where I want to go in the future.
Yeah.
And Facebook is very nice to remind me of what I did 2 years ago.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
But I look back and I always talk about the different versions of me and the different years that I've had in this evolution of things. And we talk about 2017. That's the favorite version of me.
Okay.
Like, and I love 2021, Heather, but 2017 was a special one. Like she was relentless.
Yeah.
Relentless. Like I was like a dog with a bone. Like I'm gonna get this. I don't know how.
You were going after.
I didn't know how it was gonna get done, but it was gonna get done.
You was going to get done. Yeah.
Yeah.
You was in attack mode.
And this is not because I was so successful. I learned and I succeeded through failures.
Definitely.
Like that's the amazing part about it was that I fell down so many times and I get back up. That's all you got? Okay, let's go again. Let's go again. And the boxing helped put that into perspective.
So how did the boxing help put that in perspective? Tell me about it a little bit more.
Well, so the way 9-round kickboxing works, it's very much you're not sparring with any person, right? Okay. It's you and that round, that station. And so for me, it was very much, they would have little challenges on the board. Yeah. Oh, how many round kicks can you get on the bag in 3 minutes? All right, let's see how many we got today. Yeah. And just pushing myself. I'm not in competition with anybody here. Okay. Everybody's on their own journey. Everybody's doing their own thing.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to beat me. I'm trying to beat me from yesterday. I'm trying to beat me from last week. And just trying to find a way to do that. Okay.
Yeah. So you ever do a sports session with the golf father on Daniel?
He's the one that got me into trail running.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
As most of San Diego has.
Yeah. How did he got you hooked up? With trail running? Tell a little bit about it.
So it's kind of funny. So 2017 again was the year of me running all of the races, all of the 5Ks in San Diego. Yeah. And through that, when you share on social media, you're using hashtags, you're using, so I had ran one of the races, the Balboa Park 8-miler. Yeah. And somehow or another, like he found me and reached out to me and was like, hey, I do this La Mesa Secret Stairs run. Yeah. And I'm like, Secret Stairs, what is this? And it was a route that he used to host every week. Okay. And so I started doing that. Yeah. And eventually, like right around that same time is when Eric Spin started San Diego Trail Runners. Okay. But at the time it was known as San Diego Trail Club, which very few people know this. No, I didn't know. Yeah. There was some confusion about the SDPC, and San Diego Track Club. Yeah. But so that's kind of how it got started. So I was part of the first round of folks that went through a nation of sorts with San Diego Trail Runners.
Okay, so you part history and just the beginning, the start of it. That's great. Yeah.
I hate to say that, but yes.
That's special.
My face should be emblazoned somewhere on a shirt.
I know it. Yeah, that's definitely. Well, that's cool. And shout out to the golf father again. For introducing you to trail running and just we get to know you. Yeah, so definitely. Yeah. The support system you know, along the way to get to where we want to get to, we need support system. We need support system, you know.
Mhm.
So tell us, the family, about your support system and your transformation.
So, you know, my circle is very small.
Okay.
And I always tell people, like, I know a lot of people. I know a lot, you know,
Yeah.
I meet a lot of people, I encounter a lot.
Yeah.
Through various walks of life.
Yes.
But thankfully, because of that, you know, and because I have worked in an industry where there's just a lot of change over a lot of different people and everything, I was able to find a really strong core group of people who were so encouraging to me.
Yes.
So empowering to me. So it's not like anything I had ever experienced personally. And they really became my family, you know, and they're people that are still very much a part of my life right now. They're always rooting for me and cheering for me, no matter what I set out to do, you know. And you know, through that, and because I felt so empowered and brave to take on new things, you know, I was able to go out there and meet San Diego trail runners and form an extended group of, you know, of a support system through them, and meeting new people, you know, every week, and people who honestly just push me, you know, just that little bit outside of my comfort zone. You know, and that is a big part of the journey is, you know, it's so safe to live here and to live in, you know, in an unhealthy body and everything, and to be stuck. It's very easy to do that. But when you meet people who they see the potential in you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's it right there. And they're like, no, Heather, you can go one more mile.
Yes, that's right.
You could go a little bit faster. You know, I had a girlfriend who she's a beast in itself. My friend Coco, I love her.
Okay.
She would run behind me and hold the small of my back. Keep going, Heather.
Oh wow.
Don't stop. And I'd be like, let me go. Let me go.
Shout out to Coco.
Shout out to Coco. So yeah, I have been blessed to have that kind of support system. And I have a daughter. She's 21.
Okay.
And so she's watched this whole thing, you know, from beginning to end. And it's so funny because I talk to her and, you know, we reflect sometimes and we'll look back at pictures and she's like, Mom, I never saw you that way. I never saw you as, you know, to use the word, I never saw you as fat. I never saw you as overweight. You were just my mom. And so like when everything is said and done, I'm just her mom, no matter like what size, what shape I'm in, which is me because now I'm like, dude, I'm like half the size I was. She's like, yeah, whatever, Mom. You're just my mom.
Oh, that's cool. That's love. That's true love.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. Yeah. Well, they
say love is blind. She exemplifies.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's great. I love that. You know, to have that unconditional love, for no matter what size you are. You know, but you know, somebody you had to do for yourself. You know, but to have that love, you know, like that to help you, you know, along the way is a beautiful thing. Yeah. So, and then on the journey with this transformation, you started your own like fitness club. You know, we talked about it at the beginning. Fit Rebelz.
Fit Rebelz, yes.
Fit Rebelz. So tell us about the birth of Fit Rebelz.
So it's not necessarily a fitness club.
Okay.
It's not a run group. It's not a walking group or anything like that.
All right.
I started Fit Rebelz just about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
With the intention of creating an environment, a community of people who wanted to have, you know, support, to be accountable, to showing up, not just for other people, but for themselves.
Yeah.
And just having a safe space.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me, it was very much a way for me to potentially give back to the community, whatever, you know, here in San Diego or anywhere really, because I have followers, you know, across the country.
Awesome.
But it was just me wanting to be there for people who like I used to be, you know, like the fat Heather and the overweight Heather and the struggling Heather and the one who failed her way, you know, to some semblance of success. I want to be that. And, you know, it comes in a variety of ways for me. It comes through, of course, the power of social media. It comes from meeting people face to face, no matter where I go. I almost always have my Fit Rebelz hat.
Yes, you do. I got to get one of the hats.
I need to get you one.
I didn't hook. I need to put one back here. You know,
You too. I got you. I'll get you. But that's really where it came from. And, you know, I started, you know, I'm building it very slowly. I have I don't have like these grandiose plans for it, but it is really very much just wanting to be there for people in whatever their stage of their journey is. You know, and maybe that's not me doing anything, but maybe it's just me being right next to them, you know, and just like, you can do this, you know. And you know, we were chatting before we started on this, and you know, for me, God is a big part of my life, and you know, I have a lot of faith in His plan for me, and I don't understand it. I'm just here for it. You know, I'm here for wherever it leads me, wherever it guides me. You know, there's many times that I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm gonna text so and so, and I'm just like, hey. Get up, don't forget to go drink your water, go get a walk in, or whatever the case is. And they're like, get out of my head, Heather, get out of my head. So
that's also that's great. So you like being to cheer somebody on, being support to someone who needed, you know, who needed that cheerleader, you know, to urge sometimes we don't understand what God has in store for us, you know. I like to say now, it's God's plan, God ways, you know, much bigger than our ways, you know, our thoughts, you know, which is amazing, you know. And so to have you on this journey and seeing what you're doing, you know, you probably never thought you'd be doing, you know, you look back.
I mean, this wasn't in my plan.
Definitely. Now I said the same to myself. I say the same all the time, you know. There was my plan, you know, fulfill my Navy way and just trying to lose some weight, you know. I didn't plan on doing all of this neither. I didn't, you know, I would have been sitting here interviewing someone, you know, interviewing you.
Right.
You know, there wasn't my plan, you know, but no, hey, you know, definitely, but it's for a greater purpose. So definitely. So along the way, what were your biggest obstacle or challenge to overcome in your journey of life so far? What keep you going? What keep you climbing that hill?
You know, honestly, I share this even through my own platforms, but I struggle with depression for a long time. I struggle with anxiety. I struggle with a lot of different things, and a lot of the obstacles that I've encountered along this way have been very much of doubting myself, of doubting my potential, of you wondering like, who am I to show up and think I can, you know, run a half marathon or run a 50 miler. And, you know, I had a moment last week when I'm trying to get to the top of Whitney, and I'm like, who am I? Like, who am I to think that I can do this? And having to dig so deeply into that and dismantle those fears and those anxieties and insecurities and break them down and get rid of them. You know, it's a conscious and constant effort of mine every single day. You know, that I don't wake up like, okay, let's go, we can do this. Like, no, I have to I literally get up every single morning.
Yeah.
And I sit there with my cup of coffee and I'm like, okay, I am grateful for the opportunity to show up. I'm here for whatever the day brings me.
Yeah.
You know, and this my plan is I'd like to get to the gym. I'd like to get home, you know. God, if you're listening, like this is what I'd like to do today. You know, and do so very much with a heart of gratitude and gratefulness. And it's something that like I said, I work on every single day. It doesn't get easier necessarily, but I practice practice every day.
Awesome. I love that. Just gratitude, you know. How like my man Daryl for I gotta get paid. Gratitude manifests the proper attitude. So shout out to Daryl, Mr. I gotta get paid.
Daryl Coleman.
Daryl Coleman, yeah.
He is one of the original Heather Gomez cheerleaders from 2016.
Oh wow! I didn't know that. I love that.
I used to work with him. Like he was part of that coworker group that just like rooted for every single day. And so, and now I see him doing his thing.
I know.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So yes, that whole vibe that he has.
Yes.
I had it in my face at work every day. I'm like,
every day. That not motivated. Did you get motivated by him? Or you say, just get out of my face, please. What?
I'm like, okay, chill out. We're at work.
I know, man. Yeah. But you gotta love him, you know. That
I do.
That's who he is, you know. That's who he is. Yeah. So it was a joy interviewing him. You know, just seeing him on Facebook and see things he's doing, you know. It just like, you know, So I love the connection. You know, people,
you see how this is how the power of social media brings us together. Works.
Definitely awesome. That's a good stuff. That's good stuff. Yeah. So I remember when you say gratitude manifests the proper attitude, you know, and gratitude definitely is a word I knew a lot last year in this of the chaos we went through. You know, it was much gratitude, you know, for me. Last year and now, just gratitude that for the opportunity, what we could do, you know, that they were able to do. Yeah. So, and the opposite, what brought you the greatest joy in this process of becoming Miss Fit Rebelz?
So it's funny. So about 4 years ago, somebody reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do an in progress type video.
Yeah.
And he was somebody I met through kickboxing, Kevin Santos.
Okay.
He does videography and he was doing like profiles of people.
Yeah.
And so he interviewed me and I went to the gym and we did a little bit of like footage there and everything. And one of his things was like, what do you want to see? Like, where do you see yourself?
Yeah.
And it's so vain. And I will absolutely own how vain this is.
Okay.
I wanted to see muscles on my arms. Like, I wanted to see muscles. Like
okay.
And it goes back 20 years, 20 years, because I remember I was maybe about 6 months postpartum for my daughter. So she was about 6 months old.
Yeah.
I remember going to a party.
Yeah.
And I was wearing a tank top and a skirt. And somebody made a comment about how large my arms were. Oh. And keep in mind, I was probably the same weight I am now. You know, I was on the slimmer side, but I had gained weight through pregnancy as one does, you know.
Yeah.
And I hadn't lost the baby weight, but somebody made a comment and I remember how that made me feel. And I carried that with me for years. Wow. Just that I don't remember the exact words. I don't remember, but it was how they made me feel. That stuck with me. And that I want to see muscles on my arms.
Okay.
I want to be able to flex. I want I don't want it to be a question.
Okay.
So that's a little vain, I know.
But That's okay. You know, we all got that little bit in us, you know, that come out sometime. Um, but that's cool. Um, so everything that you went through, what you accomplished, what knowledge could you give people who desire to make a healthy lifestyle change? They try me like diet plans or workout, but they come up short or don't work out, and they just can't get over that hill in their life. What kind of knowledge could you give them? People may going to be listening, you know.
That's a great question, and I get asked that a lot. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of people say, "Oh, do you do keto? You know, do you do intermittent fasting?" And I'm like, "No, like I honestly I eat all day, all the time."
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Okay, tell me.
It's that you really have to find something that works for you.
Yes.
And the trick to that, and here's where people don't understand it, is that you have to keep doing it.
Okay.
You have to keep trying it.
Okay.
A lot of times people say, I need to lose 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I need to get back in shape.
Yeah.
I need to get, back on track. And,
Yes.
oh, well, I did the paleo diet, that worked back then. And, but did it though? If you haven't found something sustainable for yourself, then it didn't work. That's all it is, you know? And the question I ask myself every single time I decide to incorporate something new into my life is, do I see myself doing this forever?
Okay.
That's it. Is it, this is not a get fit quick, a get skin quick. This is not anything that is, this is something that I know that I have to incorporate into my life every single day. Definitely. Am I prepared to make that change?
Definitely. You got to look at yourself. Go ahead. I apologize. Yeah.
That is it. And that's, that's not what I asked myself in the very beginning, because I didn't understand that concept, or I didn't know that it was something I would have to question. But reflecting back and how many, like, because I said I've tried a million things, and trying to find the one thing that fit. That's the question I constantly ask myself is this something I can sustain in my life? So a lot of people say, well, I have a protein shake every morning, and I have a salad for lunch, and chicken and brown rice for dinner. Gross. Okay, gross. Where's the pizza? Where's fitting in the pizza and the cake? Because you have to allow for that. You have to allow flexibility. And give yourself grace. Grace is the biggest thing.
It's okay, but definitely. And you got to know when it's your limit, every person is different, Cause like me, I'll make my smoothie, I've been making my smoothie since for a few years now. I love my wife never messed with my smoothie, so you want to know. So I love my green power smoothie. I love my beet berry smoothie. I love my protein smoothie. But I'm missing some other stuff. And then weekend, I have a pizza here and there and stuff like that, but I got a system, I got a process of how I do it, and
exactly.
Eat healthy also, So I make my healthy salad. Also, I may eat brownie also, but
exactly. Just do a lettuce wrap brownie, you're fine.
Oh man, that's funny. So and I started do lentil burger. That's something I like. I make more lentil. So So you got to find something that works for just stick with it and find something that that will work and that you can live with. That could be your lifestyle change.
Exactly.
Exactly. So let's talk about your last, not race, but your last experience. Recently, the Mount Whitney. Cause right before that, you were training for the Black Mountain 50K, I saw you, and then you jump into the Mount Whitney, So tell her a little bit, what was that experience like going out there,
First of all, it was an experience. very much an experience.
Yeah.
So with Whitney, I had actually went through 2 separate training cycles for it. We had trained, my little small group of friends. We trained last summer, and we were supposed to go out there in October.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the creek fires happened, and our permit was canceled, and we're all heartbroken.
Yeah.
But we said, you know what, we're still going to make do. We're still going to, find a way.
Yeah.
To do something. And we ended up going out to Zion and Bryce, which was beautiful, just beautiful place. And then I applied for a permit this year. I got a permit and everything. And so then it was just, okay, another quick training cycle, but I think that what one really has to understand is that, number one, Mother Nature is no joke. It is something you can never control. You have to have an immense amount of respect for it.
Yes.
And try to be in tune with, within your body, and listen to it, and respect the effort that you're putting into it. So we went out to Lone Pine last weekend. And we started our summit at 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
It was crazy to hike in pitch darkness with the moon setting and then the sun rising. And
wow.
Whitney, the Whitney portal is beautiful. Like I had never been there before. I'd never been to the Sierras before. So it was all very, very brand new to me.
Nice.
And I was in a larger group of 7, but we kind of split up because of pace. And I ended up staying with two of my friends. And I know basically it wasn't in the cards for us to get to the summit. And we ended up being a little bit slower than we planned, definitely a lot slower than we intended.
That's okay.
So we were able to get up to mile 10 of it, and the last mile would have been brutal. With there was clouds, really ugly clouds coming in, and this is where you have to you can't wager your bets. Can't mess around. And it's a very long hike back down, so it's not something that you can escape from quickly. And so we made the decision to turn back at that point. And I wish I could say it with like, we just turned around. No, my heart broke. My heart was shattered. And I sat on the side of that mountain and I cried and I cried.
That's okay.
I'm crying less today. This is good. This is progress. But I learned a lot of lessons out there. And I know that our community, the running community, there's a lot of folks out there training for it. I am rooting for every single person that goes out there. The only advice I could ever really pretend to give, because who am I, but is work your ass off. Sorry to curse, okay, but
that's great. That's great.
But you gotta put the work in it. This is not something to take lightly. It is not something that you do for fun. This is it's the tallest mountain in the 48 states.
Man.
So you kind of have to take that into consideration and just keep training. And I'll offer myself up if anybody has questions, reach out to me. I'm sure that you'll put my my social media handles out there for everybody.
Yes, I will.
I'm more than happy to share my experience and lessons learned and everything. So
that'd be great. So thank you for that. Yeah, definitely. It was good to be vulnerable, and to be, about that, and that was life about, you're not going to be easy peasy, So definitely, but at least you attempt to do that,
Exactly.
That's the key. You attempt. Some people in life that we attempt, and they look back on it like, I wish I would have tried. What I won't know. I wish
Exactly.
I would have, So yeah, but at least
Yes.
the attempt to do that.
I have, yes, that is definitely like the perspective that I had to work through, is that like, I know that there was no previous version of Heather that could have got as far as I did, so I have to be grateful for that. And, and the mountain will be there.
Yes.
It's not going anywhere.
Definitely. The mountain will be there. That's of course. And that leads me to my last question. I hope you got some time to think about it. Okay, so figure out, what is your boundless motivation and thoughts in a few words, I might say.
Way to put me under the microscope today, Kenny.
Yes.
I think the best little snippet that I can ever provide, and it's honestly the mantra that I've established for Fit Rebelz is very much in line with, similar to yours, is to break boundaries. Break boundaries of what you think you can do, break down your own walls, get out of your own way, and get it done.
Okay.
Whatever it is, you can get it done.
Awesome. Love it. Wherever it is, get it done. Definitely. Thank you for that. And so before we leave, if people want to seek you out for input, for advice, don't want to make that lifestyle change, well, where can people find you at?
I'm on social media, of course. You can always find me there. But Heather Gomez on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm the one with showing off the muscles again.
I see you. I see you. I see you. Definitely.
I'm on Instagram with HGZs _fit_rebels with a Z.
Okay.
Or Fit Rebelz, as a standalone, and that's the one that I use as the community. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So thank you again, Heather, aka Miss Fit Rebel,
aka HGZ.
Yes. And just for joining us and the Live Run Balance family today, just take a moment of your time. I know you got crazy schedule, a lot going on, but just gratitude for the opportunity for us to do this.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here, to sit, beside the other people you've had on your show, and that's, it's amazing that you would consider me worthy of that. So I appreciate that.
Yes, definitely you are. You do something great. You do something important. You're helping others. You got a great story to share. And people definitely could relate. To your journey and your life. So yeah, so definitely, and it's a story that must be heard. And thank you, Live Run Balance family.
Yes.
For another episode of the Live Run Balance show, living a life beyond the boundaries that you set on yourself. Until next time, we are out.